Hi everyone, welcome back to my studio and welcome back to another painting demonstration. Now before I jump into the painting demonstration, I'm just going to talk about the website. We've just had a new theme installed on the website. Well, myself and Martin did it. Fantastic job, really pleased. Hopefully that's going to sort out some of the glitches we had, but it seems to be running smooth and fine and no real problems now. I just want to talk about the up-and-coming challenge we got starting on the 1st of January. It's called the Watercolour Challenge. That's imaginative, but it's basically what it's going to be. I came up with this idea that we think of a subject, and for me it's going to be portraits. Now I'm not very good at portraits, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I find them really difficult, really challenging. So I'm going to spend my 30 days painting a portrait, spending no more than 30 minutes a day on each portrait. Then I'm going to upload it to the site for like a critique from members. You don't have to, it's not going to be an in-depth critique, it's just going to be like, you know, support, giving each other support. And when you upload your paintings, you know, if I can pass some obvious help on to you and advice, I will. But it's not going to be in-depth critiquing because there'll be too many, hopefully there's going to be too many paintings. But we just want to see how we can all improve over the 30 days. There may be, on, excuse me, on the last day we can put the first painting and the last painting we did together and just see how we've improved. Maybe we won't have improved. And there's no pressure, you know. It's just one of those things. If you haven't improved, it doesn't matter. We just move on and we carry on going. So that's my idea, really. So, but what you need to do is come onto the website, join the free members area. Then that gives you access to loads of videos and more being added all the time. Now the website's sorted out, hopefully I'll have more time to do more videos. And we can start, and you can come down the forum, introduce yourself, really important, because you need to let me know you'll be doing the Watercolour Challenge in January. And I just thought it was going to be a great way for people to improve. Everything's free, it's totally free, there's no charge involved in the challenge at all. It's completely free, and you know, I think it will benefit people that are starting, learning to paint. It'll be a real challenge for those more experienced artists that perhaps avoid subjects like I do. So, I'll tell you, another month I might do horses. I find them really difficult as well. God, legs on horses, nightmare. But so that's it really. Anyway, just back on today's painting. We're going to be doing this painting today. It's just so you can see that. It's a painting of where I used to live in the Isles of Scilly. I'm going to be painting it in a much more sunny way than it is sort of shown in the photograph. They get beautiful weather there, and it's an absolute gorgeous place. I lived there for 20 years plus, and you know, fantastic. Both my two boys were brought up there, and they had a great schooling, great education. Now they're off doing their things. But I know this cottage here has been painted a creamy colour since this photo was taken, so I might paint it as if it's been painted. But you know, this will be on the website for reference too. In the members area, so you're going to need to be a member to get access to it, but and the full video obviously. So hopefully, you know, some of you make the effort to come along and join in. All right then, we'll just get on with the video now. Launch into my drawing. I generally have a good look at the picture. And then I look at the size of paper I've got, and does it fit in with the format size of the paper? Because if I start where it looks like in the photograph on here, and but it's a different size piece of paper or different shape, but it ain't going to work. You're going to end up with an odd size picture, or things aren't going to meet up quite as you think they will. But basically, you see things obviously a lot bigger and a lot clearer. Right, so now we're just going on to painting this bit here. Drawing it in. Now the tree, these trees are just beautiful trees. Have a go. And I'm just going to classic islanders. For any of you, for those people that live in the UK, I don't mind if I get a couple of little places, just I don't know, just to what? I'm using my inch flat, so keeping the brushes on the big side. Now I just think I might just go over this. The problem
can be, you have to work very fast. You can't go too slow. Right, so now I'm just going to bring the cool colours down. So that's the edge of the wall there. Soften this path. Remember I said about softening the edges where it joins the path. Have some hard edge, but then also look to soften some areas. Like that. Bush echiums here. So we're just going to put those in. Now I'm just literally just suggesting that I'm not going to be going to town on it. Cut in around the building as neatly as I can. I'm not going to put the tree in yet. I'm just going to go around the outside. Trees, they just run off behind the echiums. There's the barn top there. Just break some of the roofs up. Some of the roofs, sorry, some of the tops of the trees. I'm not worrying. And then some dry brush to create some, detail, some texture, sorry. And then when I can see the really dark areas. I've got to remember it's in shadow, so it's going to be quite a bit darker. But I want to bear in mind it was there's like a, have to bear in mind there's a divide in the wall comes down here. Looks like a drain pipe, but it's not. I can see lots of details through there, but I'm not going to be painting it all in. Colours, nice, rich darks. Let's just see what happens really. So I'm going to start at the top and work my way down. So I'm just going to use the side of my brush initially, just to try and get a lighter touch. It's a sort of detail that I think is essential, but I'm just doing mine quite loosely. You could spend more time. I'll come back with the rigger in later and just help it out a bit, give it a bit more structure. Just going to go back in there with a bit more dark and let that sort of work its way out. Rose for this. You could use any pinky you've got, don't worry. And then we'll break that up a bit with some darker shadow in a minute when it's dry. Be back home. And just sketch that one in down there. Didn't mean to go quite as wide as that. Lift it off from my finger. That'll do. So now this side's going to be quite dark. It's going to be a lot of shadow because the sun's coming in this direction. So you can really go for it with your darks here. I'm just adding lots of blues, greens, yellows, just mixing them in on the page really. Look at that. Oh, it's the best thing about painting. Get the rest down. Right, so some neutral colours. So it's a mixture of sort of more neutrally greens, browns, greys, sorry, and then highlighted with some blues. Now I want to get some shadow here for it. But when it's dried, I'll come back and it will be cross here. Now I want to add a little bit of warmth to it as well at the ends. Okay. I just want to go back with some stronger colour now, just under the bases. There we go. Let's keep it. But we'll come back and we'll finish it off in a bit. And just start to reinforce some of these colours a little bit. What's that? I want to describe some foliage a little bit, because if not it can look all a little bit too soft. Soften some edges. That's better there. So we've done that. Just kind of look at my picture. There's a little bit going on down here. Just in shadow there. And a little bit more shadow on that side. Just to paint that in. And there is some little bit of shadow here. There we go. You can see that. That gives you some idea what it looks like with the mount on it. But yeah, it's a nice colourful painting. So, you know, you don't have to use a huge palette of colours. I think we use about 7 different colours in this painting, but it's all